Well, I never saw it, the policy of NATO expansion or the deliberate irritation of Russia, which was pursued by previous American administrations, as being a particularly sensible policy for the United States. I couldn't see any rationality for it. As I say, it seemed to me that foreign policy in this area had been captured by that small faction, the same people who gave us the Iraq War, uh, the utopians, the Project for a New American Century lot. And it's always struck me that sensible American policy would be to get out. And it's also the case, and I don't criticize the United States for this in itself, that there's a fairly long list of places the United States has got involved in and then, as it were, got bored or found that it wasn't getting anywhere very much, Vietnam being the biggest example of this, and has just pulled out, leaving the place in ruins. So I don't know whether any of you have read a rather fine newish novel called The Wizard of the Kremlin by Giuliano da Empoli.
No.
But you should. It's very, it's some of it is obviously thinly disguised reality, but there's a character in it discussing Ukraine who says, well, uh, this is a high Kremlin official saying, well, it's always the same. You rely on the West, and then you come to a bump in the road, and they dump you, and you're left with a demolished country. And here we go again. I think it was very foolish for a lot of people to think that this would be any different. It was always a question of how it would end. You couldn't have, because of Russian nuclear weapons, you couldn't have a direct war between the United States or NATO and Russia, because if it went wrong, then it could lead to a nuclear exchange. And